All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we are joined by a phenomenal Toronto, Ontario band. Yeah, that's right. From the province of Ontario, just like Punk World Radio. We got Cemetary right here, live on the air, and of course, YouTube and Facebook as well. How are you guys doing this evening?
We're great. How are you doing?
I gotta say, man, best I can possibly be just enjoying my Tuesday night interviewing Ontario's finest, man. So it's such an honor to speak with you guys this evening.
Thank you. It's great to
Yeah,
be here.
thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate your guys' time, man. I gotta say, I definitely enjoy what you guys bring to the table just for punk rock in general, man. You guys have a phenomenal chemistry on and off stage, and of course on your guys' records, man. So it'd be a crime if I didn't interview you guys here this evening.
Fucking
Thank you
right.
very much.
It's the nicest thing someone said to me all year, man.
Well, hey, the year
Probably
is
my
still
whole
young,
life.
man.
Yeah,
The year is still young, boys. So
Thank you
trust
so
me, the
much.
compliments are coming, man, because you guys are fucking phenomenal.
That's really cool.
Cool. Thank you.
But obviously, man, for the individuals that actually aren't quite familiar with you guys, I was wondering if you can actually introduce yourselves individually, and of course, just tell us a bit more about yourselves as individual members of this amazing band.
Sure. Do you want to go first, Eddie?
I mean, sure. I'm the quick one. My name's like Eddie Knowlton, but like I kind of go by the stage name of Fast Eddie. I have like a side solo project. I do like acoustic stuff with that. It's fun little side project, but Dead Cemetery is definitely the main focus. I've been writing songs for this band since I've been like 14 years old, and just been holding on to them and waiting forever. And like I'm really stoked to have finally found a really solid bandmate and just like really good friend in Davey. And like, he can kind of tell you how the band came about, but he's the number one for it for sure.
Okay. Well, my name's Davey Knight. I'm the singer and bass player in Dead Cemetery, and kind of the Dave Thomas, the founder of our organization over here. And but that being said, I once the first couple of songs came out, I linked up with Eddie, and then our drummer Nick, and now our guitar player Bill, and this is what we call the Core Four, and we're doing the thing. We're having a blast, and we're fucking just stoked to be playing. It's awesome.
And I gotta say as well, guys, I know Eddie, you mentioned a few moments ago about your acoustic. If you don't want me to say, I know you said it's all about Cemetery, but I just gotta dabble into this, man. For the individuals that actually kind of want to like explore what you guys got going on, how can they actually, track down, your acoustic records, man? Because I gotta say, I as a fan of you guys, I wouldn't mind actually checking those out myself.
Is he frozen?
Cool, thanks. Yeah, I got some stuff up on Spotify right now. Uh, Apple Music, pretty much all this like regular streaming services. I'm actually going to be releasing a brand new EP coming out at the end of the month. So you can look out for that. It's got a Green Day cover on that. So if you're a fan of pop punk, you're probably going to be a fan of that one, at least for sure. So yeah, just Fast Eddie acoustic for all the socials. The YouTube happens to be Fast Eddie official, but pretty much you look anywhere Fast Eddie acoustic and you'll find me.
Also, I'm just gonna do a quick plug for everyone else's bands. Our drummer Nick plays in a pop punk band called Wasting Time, and they have a new couple new songs out, and yeah, you can check them out on Spotify called Wasting Time. Our guitar player Bill has a couple bands.
Did you guys catch that? No.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, we caught that. Yeah, we caught that.
Yeah. So yeah, Bill plays in a band called Bad Egg that just released some new music. You can check them out on Spotify and Bandcamp. And I play in a a band called Gnarly Horse, and we've got an EP coming out the end of the month. No, the end of next month. So yeah, it's cool. It's although Dead Cemetery is a really really huge band for all of us. We all have another musical outlet, which is really nice because we all
So I got
just,
Mad Zach here,
play
guys.
all the time, which is great.
I love the name Gnarly Horse, man. Just like I love it, bro. Like
I wish I could
just
tell you
that, just that name. It's so catchy.
Yeah, exactly.
But also as well, I know, Davey, you spoke briefly a few moments ago, kind of about how, like, what who the rest of the members are and how you guys relatively got together. But if you don't mind me asking, man, what is the actual story behind Dead Cemetery? And of course, like, how did you guys actually come together as one to form this band? Like, how did you actually meet and get connected with each and every member?
The story goes, I broke up my last band with a very just being kind of shitty, and then I realized it really quickly, and then I had a couple songs written, and I wanted to go into a studio, and nobody wanted to go in with me, so it was a real kind of emotional moment for me. So I just kind of I tried to find some people to go in, and it didn't really work out. So I went into the studio alone with a buddy that I hired on drums, and we cut 3 songs, which is the first Dead Cemetery EP called "Dig It Yourself." And in and around that time, I was just starting to make friends with Eddie. We met each other officially at a festival when we realized we had the same bigwig tattoo on our elbow. So it was pretty cool. And then we just we started. We were from like, he's from Kitchener, I'm from Toronto. We started like hanging out. And then as I was bringing the band into formation to play a show, which I honestly I thought it was going to be our first and only show. Eddie was like, we jammed one time. He's like, yeah, how about I just join this band? I'm like, that'd be great. And then the guy who was supposed to play drums bailed last minute, and I reached out to like everybody I possibly could, and one guy was like, "Oh, I know I play in a band with this guy that'll probably do it," and his name is Nick McDougall, and he came to one band practice and played this show with us, and decided he wanted to join the band. And how do we meet Bill? I met Bill through kind of just like playing shows, and he was this really cool guy, a lot younger than me, but just with a great attitude and a great ear. And when we were looking for a guitar player, it didn't seem like we all of us thought he wouldn't want to do it. And when we asked, he said, "Fuck yeah, I want to do it." So lesson learned, it never hurts to ask.
Yeah, and funny enough, like with my acoustic thing, Bill also has his own solo project. It's not so busy because he's so busy with everything else now. But like just before the world kind of shut down and stuff like that, I went on a run with Bill. So I was pretty familiar with him, and it was really nice to be able to have who I knew already was a super solid dude and musician, like join again this band that I've been waiting to join my entire life. So like Davey said, we got a core 4 here, and we're really, really happy with how everybody's come to join this band.
It's nice. It's nice to be able to trust everyone and have a chemistry that I have had, but not like this. Like, we can be honest with each other, and we can just jam. And we can show up and learn new stuff, and it's really cool.
And also, Davey, a few moments ago when you actually mentioned about the debut record, Dig It, I actually was doing some research about that, man. And I also read that I believe your friend that you were talking about was actually Zach Gerber of Skytrack Studios. I was wondering if you could actually tell us a bit more about that. And of course, what was it like actually working alongside Zach for this particular debut project, Dig It?
Yeah, Dig It Yourself with Zach Gerber. That was amazing. It was not easy going into the studio alone, man. Like I'm a classic musician, and I doubt myself at every fucking moment and every turn. And like I've had bands like my whole life, and there's always been people to bounce ideas off of and stuff. And I've never been a primary songwriter, so going in and having nobody there except for Zach was really weird. And Zach was was my backbone, and he was my reassurance with if that things were going all right, and that I was playing properly, and just like calming me down literally at every second, because I was a fucking wreck. And yeah, Zach was a huge help, and have zero regrets going there. And although we haven't recorded with him again, um, we've just found we've just since found other ways of, we haven't gone to really a studio to record anything since. That hasn't kind of been like a home recording situation, and maybe that'll happen again in the future. But yeah, huge shout out to Zach and Skytrack Studios for helping me through that, because I didn't think I was gonna make it.
And I also read as well on the same article that you actually, for each studio session, you actually traveled 200 plus kilometers just to actually get there and make it, man. I got to say, that is absolute pure dedication, man, to actually do, just to get something done, man. Most individuals would be like 200 plus kilometers. Nah, man, like I'm just going to do it myself in my home or something like that. But the fact that you drove that
Yeah.
long, man, is actually killer.
It was kind of nice. It was like it wouldn't have got done if I did it, to be honest with you. Like at the time I didn't have the drive and the know-how to even like record myself anything past the demo. And I learned a lot through Zach, and his upbeat attitude kept me coming back for each session. And I had to like kind of mentally prepare on that hour plus drive each way. So it was and cool down, which was really nice. And Eddie came in for the last day, and he not only helped out with a lot of gang vocals, but he threw in a crucial like studio producer's idea for one song, which was really
that
cool.
Really became the death of me live.
yeah, you signed your own grave, buddy.
I definitely dug it myself.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. That was cool. And like I have Skytrack Studios is in Cambridge, and I have like this really special connection with a lot of people from the 519 area, and that's where Eddie's from. And it really kind of just set the tone for where this band sits in that whole scene, which is a fucking great scene. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
And also as well, on January 31st of 2020, you guys actually released my personal favorite single that you guys dropped, which is actually titled Kind of, Sort of, Maybe. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this song. And of course, is it actually still available to be streamed or purchased today in 2023?
Absolutely. It's available to stream everywhere and purchase. I think you can buy it, or if not, you can just download it for free. That's the first. That's cool that you mentioned that song. That's the first song for this band. It's the first song that we jammed and recorded and released, and that I wrote. It's pretty much just like I was really into these wrestling fucking conspiracy theories at the time, and I just kind of made up this fictional wrestler that was in the WWE. And so the story, like in a literal sense, the story is about this wrestler that's just like, going through the fucking ringer, being a wrestler and being spit on, and then having people like have this idea of like who they are because of what their storyline is. I'm through falling down for you is like, I'm through just getting like pinned to the ground every night. But in the grand scheme of things, like the more I think about it, it also relates to like jobs that I've worked, bands that I've been in, relationships that I've dealt with. There comes a point where you gotta like just look around and smell the roses and gain some self-worth and understand where you are and where you belong, and not to take any shit from anyone, because this shit sucks, man.
And I gotta say, it definitely is a phenomenon.
What's up?
Gotta quit selling yourself short, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and I also just a massive. There's some guest vocals on that song by my friend Josh Riley, and I think he really nailed it on that, and he wrote those lyrics for that part too, which is really cool. So what's up, Josh?
And I gotta say, I think that's why I really like that song so much, man. Because honestly, I'm a huge wrestling fan
Oh,
myself,
cool.
and there's like, so many wrestling conspiracies out there, type thing. So like, I know we could probably get into that all night long because there's so many of them. But I think that's why I really resonated and liked that song, just because of the wrestling aspect of it.
There's an Owen Hart like Easter egg in there. I don't know if like
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious. It's not that much of an Easter egg.
God bless his soul, man. Owen Hart,
Yeah,
one of the best to
seriously.
ever do it, man.
No,
Should have never
seriously.
that shit should have never happened. That's
I
all I
agree.
gotta say.
And I think that like that's kind of what the song was also trying to drive home too. It was just like in every industry there's these like there's bad shit that happens behind the scenes, and that the media can either cover up, or people that aren't in the know don't exactly see it on face value, and you know it's a tragedy. No one should die at work, not anybody, especially entertaining people.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as well, you guys are also currently associated and signed to Thousand Islands Records. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that business partnership, and of course, how did you guys actually get connected with Quebec's Finest?
Yeah, we I met them
It kind of dates back to even Davey's like old band, Family Meeting, because they released an EP on Thousand Island Records, and then that's how Davey started his relationship with Cynthia and Bruno over there.
Yeah, and I at one point wrote for their they have a online punk publication called Punk and Normal Activity. I was writing like some like reviews and stuff for a bit. And yeah, it's just that they're amazing people, and they just kind of, as soon as that Cemetary started recording, they reached out the whatever Olive Branch or whatever the fuck it's called, and they were like, yeah, it's if you I the way I see it, like I'm on that label for life because they're just amazing people. The the band list, that the band roster they've got is amazing. The they're never pushing to do anything more than you want to do, and I don't see another label that I would want to sign to, because they're just amazing to work with, and it's just such a pleasure.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Thousand Islands Records, man. I've interviewed a few bands already so far on Punk World Radio FM that signed with them, and absolutely, I haven't heard one bad thing. And I got to say, I actually really love their roster, man. There's not one band on their roster that I cannot vibe with. So, honestly, definitely shout out to Thousand Islands Records.
Huge shout out. Hi Bruno. Hi Cynthia.
Huge shout out. Thanks, guys.
They're the best people. They put us up
Yeah.
when we've been out there touring, and they got some goofy dogs, some funny kids, and it's just, they're fucking awesome. Can't say enough good things.
Yeah.
And also on February 24th of 2023, you guys actually released another amazing single titled Let's Myrtleize Them. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this song. And of course, like, how did it actually come to be, man? Because I really love just like the analogy behind the song.
Yeah, so this is like my first major contribution to the band. As you kind of heard, like, Davey went forth with that Cemetary under his own kind of fruition, and then brought us all in. All the songs are amazing, love to play them, but it's really hard for one person to continue writing for an entire band, and we're all creative people, and we all like to do the same kind of thing. So this song was kind of actually born out of hearing some of the latest Strike Anywhere stuff on their latest EP. And just like, again, the influence of that, and then also being in this band now, and being having a bit of a more creative bug to be writing fast-paced melodic punk rock. Just kind of like clicked. The music came like pretty quickly, because I was just really pumped on what I was hearing. And like, again, there's just so much excellent like fast punk rock out in the past, like 5 to 10 years. It's just like, how can you not be inspired to like write something that's just so fast and aggressive, right? And then, with the kind of tone of that, tone of that in the music and the sound, just, the date of it coming to fruition was around, the time of the 2020 protests and in the heat of all that stuff. And it's something that couldn't be ignored. And I think everybody at the time had an opinion on it. And I just felt like it was something worthwhile to write about. Like, we're not the most political band or the most political people, but I think it just like has a pretty solid message that I think anybody and everybody can and should get behind.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the our 4 original songs released before that were very heavily on the emotional side of lyrics, and Eddie found that way of how we were tuning into our emotional side and put a political edge on it while maintaining what we're going for. And it's just, we're hearing nothing but good things about it, and I agree. It's a fucking banger of a song, and it's really cool. I'm super stoked to have it released.
And I have to ask, because obviously, 2023 is still relatively young. We're just sliding into April. Do you guys have any plans to actually release a full length album this year in 2023? And if so, like, what can our viewers and listeners of the radio station expect from this up and coming project?
Drum roll, please.
Yes, we're working on a full-length album. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we are working on a full-length album right now, and it's fucking weird because we've been like this singles band, and even though we have an EP, everyone uses the singles band because we release everything as singles, and yeah, it's cool. So you can expect some new, some old, some different, and 10 songs. That's what's up. And hopefully vinyl. We want to hang with the big boys, and girls.
Yeah.
We want to be part of the party, and so we'd love to have vinyl. It's going to take a little work, and we are willing to do it. And so we've got a bunch of shows lined up between starting tomorrow. We're playing in Toronto, and then we're doing a run around on Southern Ontario, and then we're doing a tour with this band called Wolfrook from Alberta in May, and then we're going to start as soon as we get home from that tour. We are literally going right into the studio to record this album, so it's going to be sick.
And speaking of tomorrow's show,
sorry, gotta mention that Pooza Fest, baby.
Oh, Pooza Fest! Oh yeah, we're coming.
But also, speaking of the show that's coming up like tomorrow, where can our viewers or listeners actually buy some last minute tickets?
I don't think there's tickets. I think it's just $10 at the door. It's at this place called Seascape in Toronto.
Oh. And it's on Thursday. Sorry.
Oh my god. Okay, I started my work week on Sunday.
Not tomorrow.
I'm fucked. My week is fucked. I've messaged so many people today being like, "Yo, play tomorrow," and they're like, "Tomorrow's Wednesday." I'm like, "Okay, I'm an idiot." Yeah, it's Thursday, so everybody's got extra time to plan to come to the show. It's Thursday at Seascape in Toronto. It's at Keel and Dundas, I think. And it's $10 at the door. We're playing with Lime Ricky. We're playing with Wasting Time, which is our drummer Nick's other band, and we're playing with a band from Spain called Armando Julia. I think
that's pretty close. It's better than I would do.
Okay, nice.
And it's Dundas Street as well. So people that are watching, if you know Dundas Street, you know it's downtown Toronto. It's busy, so you best get at the door right at the very beginning, because I guarantee you it's going to be packed like that.
For sure, that's in the Junction somewhere. It's cool. It's like a video game bar, I think.
It's like a board game kind of
board game bar.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
But they're accustomed to hosting music too, so it's not just like a tiny little like cafe or something.
But what's awesome is we've the past year we've played at a skate park and an arcade and now we're playing at a board game bar. So just keep the cool shit coming, because I'm into the cool shit.
There's that band that's popping up in places playing like Subway and stuff. We'll have to do like
Take
Tim
us on
Hortons or
tour.
something.
Yeah, Tim Hortons. Yeah.
The Canadian version, Tim Hortons. But when you with that Subway video, I've seen it as well. At first, I thought it was kind of like a joke. TikTok has that sort of thing. But then I started seeing it everywhere. Other people took videos while they were in the subway, and I was like, "Shit, that's actually real."
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't get that. We don't get that at the Canadian subways.
No,
I mean,
this band seems like actually on to something. Like I've seen a couple articles on them now, just based on them doing this cool like pop up random shows in the most like crazy places. Whatever, let's do it. DIY, baby.
And what rules is like people are recognizing that you can play music at somewhere that's not just a club, and that's fucking wicked. Let's see it anywhere.
We need some more spaces to just play. Like, doesn't need to be a venue. Just
for sure.
Open yourselves up, open your minds. Like any place that can hold some instruments or hold some people, like do it.
Have us. Yeah, man, that's cool. And
I gotta say, also like just being able to work at the subway as well. Like the workers probably enjoyed the live music versus the crappy radio they probably got playing 24/7 with the same 10 songs.
Yeah, that stupid like Muzak that plays. Like, it's very way cooler to have like a band that's like, this is for the guy making subs.
But I have to ask, what is next for yourselves? But I have to ask, guys, because obviously, we spoke about the show that's coming up this Thursday. We talked about this up-and-coming album that you guys currently have in the works, the rest of the tours you got. But aside from all that, what is next for yourselves? Like, is there anything we missed during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 99.9 FM.
Eddie, you got more stuff coming out? Eddie just put out a music video?
I just put out a music video for one of the songs I'll be releasing on my EP. You can find that on the YouTube channel, Fast Eddie Official. I was gonna say like this, this little run this weekend takes us like, across Ontario, kind of for the southwest portion. Like we'll be in Waterloo on Friday at Dive Bar, and then on Saturday we're gonna be in Windsor for our first time ever, and that's for Riverside Drive's like EP anniversary show. It's going to be a full production. Like, so if you're in and around the Windsor area, like grab a ticket, come out to that one. If you're in Waterloo, Kitchener, Cambridge, we'd love to see you guys. And then Toronto, like, where we're at. We'll see you there.
And then we got a really cool show in April with this band called Harbor. They changed their name to Fortune Cove at one point. It's their final show. Been following this band for quite some time, and it's an honor to play their final stint. We got Moore Ave on the bill as well, and Father Figure. So it's gonna be a cool one.
Father Figure. That's got Steph Elman in it. He's from like Elman Pedals, and it's gonna be a good time. Yeah,
we're very fortunate to have the future that we've got in the next couple months. It's gonna be really cool. Also, one more shout out to Wolfric. They're from Alberta. They released an EP last year called Clones. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Clones, and if you haven't heard them, check them out. We're touring with them in May, and they're gonna fucking rip your face off. They're amazing.
But also, guys,
oh yeah, 1,000 Islands.
But also, guys, I obviously I know how to follow you on social media. But for the individuals that don't have you on social media, how can they go about following not only Dead Cemetary but also you guys as individual members as well?
Sure. So we're Dead Cemetary across the board on socials. Cemetery is spelled wrong, but it probably shouldn't matter. I think we're the only Dead Cemetary, which is actually really nice. Then you can follow me. I'm just my name, TV Knight. You can follow Eddie, Fast Eddie Acoustic. You can follow Bill, your pal Bill. Nick really doesn't really use social media. Nick McDougall, if you can find him, add him up. And yeah, that's what we got. We do like the TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music,
Bandcamp.
Also, please follow Thousand Islands Records if you haven't already.
And I got to say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here on this amazing Tuesday evening to just talk about your guys' history, what you guys coming up. I'm super stoked and excited for you guys to actually drop your first full-length album. As a fan, I'm definitely going to pick up a copy when it does drop. So I'm super excited, and definitely safe travels on your guys' tour, man. It definitely sounds like 2023 is the year for Death Cemetery.
It was supposed to be 2020, so it fucking better be.
Hey, well, you can thank COVID, but also good things come to those who wait, guys.
Yes,
and it definitely sounds like 2023 is going to be a kick-ass year.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you having us on and taking your time to have us out. It was really cool.
Hey, you're most certainly welcome, guys. Thank you so much, Davey. Thank you so much, Fast Eddie. I'm pretty sure down the line, guys, we definitely shall talk again soon. But absolutely. For now, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night.
Thanks a lot, bud. You too.
You too, man. Thanks.